I really like working with a chair because it makes yoga more accessible for people, but also it helps us to get into alignment with certain postures. And you know, there's different things and different ways you can get into poses. So it's almost like a wall yoga, but you've got a chance to try it with the chair and see how that works for you. The topic that I've been working on this week is the idea of perfection. And so some of you have been in my classes, and so we've been talking about how our society tries to encourage us to have perfect lives, right? Whether it's to be perfect, you know, it might be that we have perfect bodies, or that we have perfect jobs, or we have perfect partners, or we have perfect children, whatever it is. It's this sense of perfection that really we can't actually achieve. We're imperfect, society is imperfect, and things just don't work like that. So we become disappointed, and we get frustrated. So my classes this week have been about embracing our imperfections. And Diego, you inspired me with the theme today, at least in this, because I started thinking about trees, right? And if you think about trees, when we look at a tree, they're all different, right? Sometimes when they're grown for wood, for using, you know, in you know, for factory, you know, uses, maybe they're grown a particular way. But in nature, most trees are really unique. They're really different. They grow differently. And maybe if the tree is in a really windy spot, it might sort of get really twisted. But we look at that tree and we might go, wow, that's a really beautiful tree. Look at all those twists in that tree. Or when we look at a tree that maybe is growing on rocks, and most of its roots have to be kind of clever at getting around the rocks, it also might affect how that tree looks. And we don't look at that tree and go, that's really ugly. We look at it and we think, wow, it's had to work really hard to stay alive and to grow. And so we look at those differences as strengths and something that they've had to overcome, and we look at it in awe and go, wow, that's a really amazing tree, that's unique, that's special, right? But why don't we look at ourselves like that? So quite often when we don't conform, when we're different, we beat ourselves up and we say, oh, well, you know, oh, we hide that part of us, or we're embarrassed of that part of us. When in fact, the challenges that we've experienced in life really make us who we are and make us unique. And when we've overcome something difficult, that's what makes us special, right? That gives us the strength to go on, or to the strength that enables us to be, you know, a really amazing person. Right? So let's play on celebrating those differences rather than criticizing them, and rather than trying to conform. Let's try and really, you know, be proud of those differences. Okay? So that's why I thought that chair yoga was really good for this class, just because it's accessible to everybody. It doesn't matter what kind of body you've got, you know, what challenges you're facing in your body. We can all do this, and we can celebrate our bodies as they are. So in your chair, what you want to do is you do want to be able to try and touch the ground with your feet. So I tend to, I'm going to be turning the chair around a little bit here just so you can see. But you know, the tendency is that we just want to kind of slump in the chair. We want to come forward a bit. We want to have the feet planted on the ground. You might put a book or blocks underneath your feet if you need to, so that you can touch something, that your feet are grounded. But I like in most of the chair yoga to come forward a bit, so you're not tempted just to lean back. So we're still finding that really super straight spine here. I'm going to turn this back just for a moment. Okay, So you're sitting forward a little bit. The feet are touching the ground or on blocks or on books or something like that. The hands just touching here on the thighs. And you're going to relax through the shoulders, so letting them go away from the ears. And the shoulder blades, as always, they come towards each other at the back. And so you're slightly opening up through the chest here. And then you can close your eyes. And feel your connection with the ground, with your feet, or with the blocks, or whatever your feet are on. Feel your connection with the chair. That contact of your body touching the chair. And then really noticing your lengthened spine, that you're sitting up super tall. And bringing yourself into the present moment. So you can let go of what might have happened before class. You can let go of any expectations about class. Just allowing yourself to be in the moment, letting go of any thoughts about what might happen after class. Just bringing your attention to each moment as it unfolds. Now, we're not perfect, so our minds are not going to allow that to really happen all the time. But you can notice when your mind wanders. You can go, I'm thinking of something else. And kindly and compassionately, just gently bring your mind back to the present moment. It's a practice. So noticing any sounds around you, nearby or further away. Just observe what you can hear with your ears. And then bringing your attention to your breath, we're going to breathe in through the nose, slowing the breath down. So if you'd like, you can even count how long it takes you to inhale through the nostrils. And it's not about what number you get to, it's just so that you can match the exhale with the same length. Just slowing the breath down, feeling yourself letting go of any stress from the week. And bringing yourself into the present moment. You might feel the connection of your hands on your thighs. And taking 2 more deep breaths. Keep breathing through the nose. So you're just going to open your eyes here, and we're going to come into a 3-part breath. Some of you have done it with me before. We'll inhale here, so the fingers come forward. We'll inhale out to the side. Inhale coming up, and exhale folding over the legs, and you can exhale out your mouth making noise. Ha! So we're going to do, this is the breath of joy. It's just slightly adapted. So inhale, 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 ha. 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 And just let yourself drop. Keep yourself folded over here. And just pause for a moment. So you're just feeling yourself, your chest towards the thighs. And then you can keep the right hand down, left arm coming up. So you're stacking the arms and we're doing a little twist here. And then coming down to center. We're going to open up the other direction. So one more time, calming back to center. We're going to lift up through the left arm, calming back down, lifting up through the right arm. And then you're going to bring the hand back down, just rolling up slowly, one vertebra at a time, till you're coming back up to seated. So hands can just rest on the legs, bringing the chin towards the chest and rolling the head around. So for anyone who works at a desk and is seated, a lot of these poses are also really good just to take breaks in between different activities of work. So just going in one direction, working with your breath too, changing the direction. Excellent. Calming up to center. You're going to take the right leg and lift it, just grabbing behind the thigh here. So you're just squeezing that leg in. And your back is super straight. So you might lean back a little bit, but you're not touching the back of the chair. We're trying not to here. So just taking a deep breath, squeezing. And then you might lengthen that leg here. You might still have it a little bent, that's fine. And then you're trying to lengthen through the leg, but just listening to your body as always. Some of these poses might work for you, some of them might not. Just playing and listening here. So leaning and lengthening, taking a breath. And again, it's okay to have that knee bent. And then you're going to actually bend through that leg and come into half frog. So your knee is bent. You're maybe grabbing onto the outside edge of your foot, but you might also, alternatively, you can grab onto your shin or onto the thigh is fine too. So you're just playing and listening to your body, remembering we're all imperfect and all options, all parts, our bodies are amazing anyway. So just choosing the option that works for you. There's not a better one or a worse. It's only what applies to your body. So taking a breath here. And then we're going to bring the foot in and cradle it like a baby. So we might rock it. You might find this is quite difficult if your hips are not very open, and that's okay. Then you might just hold it here. So again, we're just trying to find what works for your body. No judgment. We're just moving from side to side with this right leg. And then maybe crossing the leg over the knee. So the ankle is on the knee here. We're inhaling, reaching the arms all the way up, the hands touch. Exhaling, hands to heart center. You might grab onto the chair, onto the side of the chair, and lean forward. So trying to make sure, obviously, that you are stable and not going to fall. And you're leaning forward. The other option is having hands at heart center and coming all the way down. We're just listening to what works for you. Everybody's different. So breathing here. Inhale, calming back up. We're going to then maybe twist to the left side. So we can take that elbow and place it on the base of the foot, on the sole of the foot. Hands coming together, and we're trying to stack the shoulders and do a nice little twist here. Any variations, if it feels better to do something else, go for it. Listening to your body. Inhale, calming back up. That leg lift, lengthening through that leg. Again, we're going to, the toes are coming in towards your body. That leg is lengthened, right leg. You can grab onto the corners, front corners of the chair and lean forward. So that's one option. Breathing here and seeing how that feels for you. Or you can bring your hands to heart center or reach your arms forward or down. So just listening and seeing what works for you. Breathing in. Inhale, reaching back up. Exhaling, hands up onto heart center. Excellent, just lifting up through that foot. Maybe coming into some circles with the ankle going one way and the other. And release. Other side. So we're going to take this leg. I can show you from the side. We're grabbing behind the thigh, just squeezing that leg in. And again, we're trying not to lean back into the back of the chair, trying to keep a really straight back. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then maybe playing with lengthening through that leg. And again, you might have a slightly bent leg, that's fine. Breathing. And then we're going to bend through this leg, coming into this half frog. So we're just bending through the knees coming to the outside edge of the body here. The foot, you can grab onto the foot, the shin, the back of the thigh. Breathing here. And then you're going to bend the knee so it's to the side, and you're going to rock the leg like a baby. However that feels, it might be down here, wherever you're at. There's no right or wrong way of doing these things, except obviously something that will injure you. So making sure there's no pain, backing off if you feel it. And then you're going to place that ankle down on that knee. Inhaling, arms can reach up, and exhaling to heart center. So again, you can choose, you can lean forward, grabbing onto the corners, edges of the chair, or you can bring your hands together and maybe come forward any amount, just listening to your body, activating the toes on this lifted leg. Coming back to that breath, deep, deep breaths in this pose and in all poses. Inhale here, calming back up. Excellent. You're going to lengthen this leg out, straightening it, toes coming in towards the body. Inhaling, reaching out, hand up. Excellent. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, you can lean forward here, grabbing onto the corners of the chair. And you should really be noticing this in your hamstring here on the left side. So you can work that on that, or you can come further down. But just noticing, for some people going further down, it might be risky, or it might not be a good idea for your body. So it doesn't mean it's right. Breathing here. Inhale, reaching forward and all the way up, hands touch. Exhaling, hands to heart center, leg lift. And you can come into some circles with that ankle. And you can go the other direction. Excellent. We're going to put the feet back down for a moment. Inhaling though, we're going to play with lifting up one leg and then exhale, lifting up the other. So just working here. Now, to make it a little bit more challenging, we'll place the hands behind the head, interlacing them, elbows coming out. And then we're going to twist. So the left elbow is coming towards the right knee. Inhale, center, twisting the other way. Inhale. Couple more. Last time. Calming down. Now, you've got a choice here. You can play with lifting both legs up. So I'll show you from the side. Again, I'm really trying to keep my back straight. So they'll lift up. It's like boat pose. So you might lift your legs up here. You might have your hands down. You might lift them up. So breathing here, notice how this changes the pose. You've also got the other option of placing the hands down on the chair, and this is just for fun. So they're coming at the front of your chair, lengthening through the arms and maybe lifting your seat up. So again, you don't have to get there, but maybe play. And release. Hands come, feet come down, hands come to legs, closing the eyes for a moment. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. 2 more like that. And then you can gently open your eyes. We're going to move the legs out to the side. So we're kind of in goddess pose. The feet are on the ground, hopefully. They might be lifted up a little bit. You might have to put books underneath, or you can come onto your toes. In any case, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. We can play anyway with lifting the right heel and lifting the left heel, maybe lifting both. You might even play with lifting yourself up just a little bit so that you're hovering. And coming down, heels coming down. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And then we're going to bring that right arm to the right thigh, reaching over to the left. So again, if you want, you can play with just hovering your butt off from the chair seat. And again, just listening if that works for your body. You don't have to go the arms up, reaching the other way. And again, you can play with maybe lifting. Inhale, coming up, arms coming out to the sides. Maybe leaning over, right elbow towards the right knee. Inhaling back up, and we're going the other direction. Inhaling back up, interlacing the fingers, just being careful that you're solidly on the chair here as you maybe come down with that right elbow and coming up, and then tucking that left elbow in. Inhaling, coming up. Maybe bringing the hands behind you, interlacing, pressing down and back. So I'm just pushing my arms down and back in this pose. And again, you can maybe lift up, reaching a little forward, lifting the arms up a little bit, and slowly coming back up. We're going to turn the back foot, so the left toes are going to come forward, the right toes are coming out to the front. So they're perpendicular to each other. So we're coming into our warrior twos here, arms reaching out. So you've got a little bit of support here, but actually maybe it's challenging because you're in the pose a little bit more deeply. So really reaching out. You can also play with just lifting up a little bit or sinking. Up to you, just noticing how this pose changes for you a little bit. So you should hopefully be getting a little bit more aligned in this pose, because you can really do that with the chair here. We're going to inhale, reaching forward, and then that right arm comes down. Left fingertips, I like to reach them down to the ground, and then just bring them alongside my ear. And then I just twist my chest and my head up towards the sky. Breathing here. If you want, you can play again, just lifting yourself just a tiny bit off the chair. And relaxing down. Inhale, bringing yourself back up. We're going to exhale, left hand comes down the left thigh, right arm comes up, opening up, finding a nice side stretch here. And inhale, coming back to center. You're going to take that left knee, bring it towards the front. So you can tuck the toes here, and we're just bringing the knee down towards the floor. The hands can come onto the back, onto the waist. You've got your thumbs coming in towards each other, elbows squeezing in, so it gives you a little bit of a chest opener. And the knee is coming down towards the ground. So again, if you want, you can lift up a tiny bit. You've got the chair beneath you for support if you need it. Opening through the chest with those elbows squeezing together. And release. Turning the other direction. So you now have your back leg straight, toes facing to the side of the mat. The front foot, the toes are facing to the front of the mat, perpendicular to each other. Arms reach out. You can look over the left fingertips if you like. Just checking with your alignment. Maybe you're pressing up a little bit, getting a little bit of lift. Deep breaths here. And then sitting back down on the chair, you're going to reach forward. Arm comes down, left arm and left thigh, right fingertips reaching down, and then alongside the ear. So you're getting length from the back edge of the foot all the way to the fingertips. And then maybe twist up to the sky a little bit more. So opening through the chest, through the side body. You can play here with lifting a little bit again if you like. Still having some support. And breathing. Calming back up, reaching the arms out, and then coming into a reverse warrior here, finding some length through the side body. And then inhaling, calming back up to center, bringing that back leg in, tucking the toes, thumbs coming towards each other, elbows coming towards each other. So you're opening the chest, you might lift up a little bit here, off the chair. Breathe here. Inhaling here and coming back, sitting down, turning to the front, the legs come back together. We're going to inhale here, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we're going to lean forward a little bit. And maybe lift ourselves up a little bit. So we're coming into chair. I'll show you from the side. So we're just leaning forward a little bit and seeing if we can lift up again. So we don't have to, we can absolutely stay on the chair, that's fine. Or we lift a little bit. So it might change your chair pose here a little bit because you feel like you are sitting and you're just lifting a little bit and then sitting back down. You can repeat that, or you can bring your arms up, lean forward a bit, so finding length through the top part of your body and your arms, and then again you can stay there or lift up a little bit. And sitting back down, hands come to heart center. Excellent. Calming back to center. Now, I just remembered that I think I forgot a pose on one of the sides, so being imperfect as I am, that's okay. I believe it was this side. So I think we're twisting, coming over to the right side. Let's see. Twisting here. And release. Coming back to center. Feet are going to come down to the ground. You can close your eyes here. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Couple more times. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the nose. One more time. Inhale, nose. Exhaling, nose. You can open your eyes. We're going to move the body towards the side. So I'm moving to the left side. You can then turn and hold the back of the chair so you're getting a little twist. Inhale, coming through center. And exhale, you're opening to the front with your arms extended. Inhale, coming to center. And exhale, we're just going to twist to the back. Inhale through center. And exhale, reaching in both directions. Inhale through center. Exhaling, coming to the back. Last time. Inhale, center. And opening here. Calming back to center. We're just going to switch to the other side. Inhale here. And exhale, twisting to the back. Inhale, center. Opening to the front. Inhaling. Exhale back. Inhaling here. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale back. And you can use a chair to help you twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, opening. And coming back to center. So we're going to stand up here. And we're going to use the chair. So I'm going to turn it around so you can see. And we're going to start by grabbing here and finding that down dog variation. So it's an L shape here. So you can lengthen through your back and use the chair to help you. Now you might need to bend your knees to get that length. You're just trying to find length through your back. That's the most important. So if you find your rounding, bend your knees. That will help you to lengthen. Deep breaths here. Now you might play and see if you can bring your right leg up behind you. So again, you're trying to find length from heel to the hands. Trying to keep your hips even. Breathing. And you're going to bring your right foot down a little bit further back than the left. The left can step forward. So we're going to try and come into a pyramid pose here. So again, you're learning to try and get length through your back in pyramid pose. Legs are straight. You might need to come up a little bit, and that's fine. Maybe using the chair here and finding length like this. All good. So listening to your body. That left hip is coming back a bit. Right hip coming forward a bit. And breathe. Excellent. And then you're going to come back into that L shape here. Lengthening here with your back. Pressing your hips back and up. Bending knees if you need to. And then we're going to lift up through that left leg. Remember, you can have hands anywhere on that chair, so listening to what you need. And then that left leg is going to come back down. Right leg forward a bit. So you just might need to make a few adjustments. Right hip is coming back. Left hip is coming forward a little bit. Lengthening here. You might find that lengthening through the back, this helps me a lot, is maybe where you want to go. So breathing here. Excellent. And then coming back one last time into your L shape, your variation of downward facing dog here. And then slowly coming up, you're going to bring your right leg up onto the chair. And we're going to almost come into a lunge. So you can hold on any way you like. That back leg is down, lengthen through the back leg. And you're just lengthening forward here. So it's a variation of a lunge. Breathing here. If it doesn't work for you, finding something else that does. You can do this sitting down. You can do this sitting down as well with that leg back. So your choice. Breathing here. Maybe reaching the arms out and up. Maybe you can have interlace the fingers, index fingers up, pulling the arms back behind your ears or in that direction. And you can play a little bit. Maybe you can lengthen through the leg here. And then bending through the leg again. And then hands can come to heart center. So we're going to play with coming into a pigeon pose on the chair. So again, if this doesn't work for you, you just come back into that figure of four and play with leaning forward. If you want to try this, the foot is coming out to the left side, the knee is coming out towards the right, and then the foot, the back leg is straight behind you. And then hands can come to heart center. You can stay here, or you can twist, placing your right elbow on the outside of that the base of the foot, and twisting here, stacking. So just listening to what works for you. Breathing. Not feeling that a pose has to look a certain way. It's more about how it feels. And calming back up to center. You can use your hand to press yourself up back into a lunge, and then the foot comes back. You can even come into a plank here. Just hold it for a moment if that feels okay, using the chair. Other side. So you're going to bring that left leg up, or remember you can also come onto the chair and just find leg this way. I'll just show you what I'm doing, just bringing that back leg forward. So finding what works for you. You can reach your arms up, you can interlace your fingers, your index fingers going up to the sky, arms moving back behind your ears, breathing here. Maybe finding some movement between lengthening and bending. One last time, lengthening and bending. And then if you want to go into that pigeon pose, moving the foot, just being very careful out to the side, knee is opening here. So it gives you a different experience of a pigeon pose here. So it just shows that one experience it doesn't have to always be the same. Everybody has their own, everything has its own qualities. Pressing the heel back behind you, hands may be coming to heart center, you can stay here, or you can play with bringing that left elbow onto the sole of the left foot and twisting here, stacking the shoulders, making sure that your chair is solid and stable, and breathing. Inhaling, calming back to center, using your hands to lift you back, maybe coming into a plank variation. The other option is just to sit with your hands at heart center on the chair and close your eyes and breathe. Excellent. You're going to come back up. You're going to bring your hands behind you, but bringing your butt a little bit in front here. So you're pressing into the chair, sitting forward. And maybe you can just sit here for a little while. Or maybe you might lift up a leg. Maybe you place that down and play with the other leg lifting. You can do this seated on the chair as well, just lifting a leg at a time. And then maybe lifting the butt up a little bit, trying to get length from your knees to your neck or to the top of the head. And coming down one more time, sitting just in front of the chair. Arms finding that strength. Excellent. And then you can sit back up. We're going to go a little crazy here. For those of you who maybe don't want to go quite so crazy, you can play with lengthening your legs here and leaning back a little bit, maybe lifting the different legs. Otherwise, we're going to come into a plank using the chair to help us. So you're just going to place your hands down, spreading them wide, and finding some length here. Taking a few deep breaths. You can come down whenever it feels good. And then finding a way to get out of that pose, coming back to the chair for a moment, sitting down, closing the eyes. And again, you can take 3 deep breaths through the nose, inhaling and exhaling deeply. Lovely. You're going to inhale. I'm just going to turn around. Inhale, bringing the arms up overhead. And exhale, just coming into a nice side twist here. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, coming into a lengthening on the left side. Just a stretch. Inhale, we'll do that again. Lengthening over to the left. Inhale, coming up and coming over to the other side. Excellent. One coming up, bringing hands down to heart center here. So you've got choices here, as always. You can play, we can play here with shoulder stand if you want to. So, but we'll use the chair. So what will happen is we'll bring the butts in front of the chair a little bit, lying down, and then you're going to bring yourself up and see if you can then come into a plow pose with your legs on the chair. So it should help you to give you a little bit of stability here, bringing your elbows towards each other, pressing the shoulders down and finding that. So staying in that pose there. Or for those who are just seated, if there's anything else you want to do, you can work on lifting your knees and lengthening. You can work on moving your arms and finding some circles with those arms, whatever works for you. But if you want to be playing with your plow pose in your shoulder stand, breathing here, elbows towards each other. You can maybe just bring the tops of the feet to the chair and see if you can bring the knees down towards the sides of the ears. So there's another option. Also, you can play with being in plow and then lifting one leg up to the sky and then playing the other direction, lifting up. So you can do that a couple of times here. Excellent. And then maybe bringing those knees down towards the ears again. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then you're going to slowly roll yourself down to the ground. And you can come to a seat for a moment. So we're going to come into a really nice restorative pose to end the class, or for our Shavasana. So you're welcome to stay seated on the chair if you prefer, if getting down to the ground might not work for you today, but otherwise you're going to bring your feet, your legs up to the chair. So hopefully this feels really good for your lower back. And you're just bringing your lower back down to the ground. Keep staying here for the moment. Trying to allow my party neighbours bringing their music to you as well. 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever time it is. So you can close your eyes here and just feel how this pose feels in your body. Shoulders pressing down, back, lower back pressing into the ground. And just letting go. Letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, any criticism in your mind that might come up frequently due to feeling like you need to be a perfect human. Letting that go. And maybe choosing something beautiful that's unique about yourself. Maybe identifying that. So notice what that unique thing is about you that's special. And then bring your attention back to really letting go. So you can let go of your breath. You can feel the gravity just pulling your body down towards the ground. And give yourself the gift of not needing to do anything here at all, but release and relax. And allow yourself to be in a place of ease. It's a gift to be able to do this. Breathing, or allowing yourself just to be, breathing normally. And then finding a little bit of movement in your body, wriggling your fingers, wriggling your toes, maybe circling your wrists or your ankles in both directions. And you can reach your arms up overhead, getting length from your fingertips, through your arms and your fingertips. And if you're lying down with your legs up, maybe squeezing your knees in. And if you like, just being careful with the chair is you can just move over to your right side, rolling over using your right arm as a pillow beneath your head. Just feeling the ground there beneath you there to support you. And then you can gently press yourself up. You might need to open your eyes briefly. We're going to come sitting back on the chair if you're not there already. Feet on the ground or on whatever they can rest on. Sitting up super tall again, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades towards each other, eyes closed. And just pausing here, just noticing how your body feels. We're going to end with a breathing exercise. So you're going to use your right hand so you're going to use your thumb on your right hand and your ring finger on your right hand to block off your nostrils. So your right thumb will block off your right nostril, your ring finger will block off your left nostril. We're going to inhale for the count of 4 through the left, hold for the count of 4, exhale right for the count of 4. Then we'll inhale, count of 4 through the same nostril we just breathed out of through the right, hold for 4, exhale left. I'll talk you through it. So we're going to take a deep breath through both nostrils first, exhaling through both nostrils. Inhale through both nostrils, exhaling through both, and then bringing the hand to the face, blocking off the right. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Relaxing the hand on the left. Breathing through your nose, long, slow inhales and exhales. You can let go of the holds. Just notice how your body feels, how your mind feels. Bringing the hands to heart center. We're going to inhale, reaching out to the sides and all the way up, hands touch at the top. And exhale, hands to heart center here. Inhale, reaching out and up, touching. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, reaching out and up, touching here. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Finding gratitude here for taking time for your mind and for your body. Finding things to celebrate about yourself, your uniquenesses, uniquenesses, things that are special about you, the things you've had to really work for or struggle through. So celebrating those, bringing the hands up to the third eye center between the eyebrows. It's a pleasure, as always, guiding you through your practice. Namaste.
Namaste.